Alright, well, we're here in Mumbai, and I just wanted to start the video off by having a shout out to some of the people who helped us out in Delhi.
Ishan.
Ishan and Narendra. They were both some pretty chill guys at the Taj.
Ishan was amazing. Thanks, buddy.
Ishan was our butler for like the week, and he was like a really cool guy. So thank you, Ishan. Hopefully you'll be watching this. Narendra.
He was the man the spa master we met at the pool because he was like covering for the lifeguard.
Yeah.
And he was a really funny guy, really cool guy. Told us a lot about things we could do in Mumbai, a lot about just the intricacies of like the Indian culture as far as like drinking age and just fun things you could do that we didn't know the answer to.
He also had apparently given Arnold Schwarzenegger a massage, so that was cool to meet.
Apparently Arnold has a lot of tension.
Yeah, he has a lot of tension. So thanks to those two.
Yeah, you guys and all the breakfast waiters and all this stuff. You guys were crazy, like good, and you really made it like special. Like I was like sad.
The tea guy who was always like more tea. So yeah, thanks for Thanks for all that.
We'll be tagging Ishan in this, so thanks, Ishan.
Well, our first order of business is to talk about some of the things that happened in Delhi. And the first thing I'd like to say is that we have a henna thief here. He likes to steal henna and not pay for it.
Yeah, alright.
So
let's talk about street people for a second. Because you don't see this in, like, U.S., or especially, like, Moco. Like, you might drive down the street and there'll be, the limp guy who wants a few bucks and you'll give it to him because you feel bad for him. But here, the street people, it's a trade. It's like it's a thriving business. And they're just relentless, these people. So the first day, we go to the India Gate, which is like their Washington Monument type structure. We have a short video on it.
Video's up online.
And so I'm like walking there and just walking around. And I stupidly got myself separated from Nathan and my dad, which we've now learned, no stragglers, because that's who they aim for. And I was walking around with the video camera, and this woman comes up to me, and she, is trying to sell me some like 2 rupee bracelets. 2 rupees is like, it's like a penny.
Yeah.
It's like really nothing. But I wasn't gonna buy anything because that's all junk. And then all of a sudden, she grabs my hand. She like a knife hold on my 2 fingers. I tried to pull away, and she goes, "No." And she was just strangling it. And she brings over what I now realize was like a icing like thing, the things you squeeze out the icing. But I thought it was a needle at first, so I was panicking. So I thought she was trying to inject me with AIDS. That's literally the first thought that crossed my mind. So I was like panicking, trying to figure out. And she was holding it, and she starts drawing on my hand.
I saw you get attacked, and I was like, walk faster. And I just caught up to your dad.
Yeah, you were a prick. You just ran away. But see, I was shocked because like, what is she doing? Like, no, this was nothing I'd ever experienced before. She just starts drawing on my hand. And she's drawing this, like, dinosaur with this henna, which is like this, it's kind of like this, like, sauce thing that creates, like, a semi-permanent tattoo that kind of washes off. But she's just drawing on my hand. And all these Indian people, I guess I think it's hilarious that, like, a Westerner got roped into this, like, scam, just start coming over and watching. And I'm like, I'm kind of like, I want to pull away, but I was kind of transfixed because I was so shocked. And she's just drawing all over my hand, and she finally finishes. And she wants money. She's like, money. That's the only English word she knew.
Money.
Very convenient. And I'm like, I didn't ask for this. I'm not going to pay for this. That's what I kept telling her over and over. And she was walking with me around the thing, and they were laughing their asses off ahead of me. Pricks. But she was just constantly, just for 10 minutes, on me, money. Like I was going to pay her for something that I didn't ask for and that she just purposely did. And that's how the street people are here. It's like they go straight, they just berate you. You want a postcard? Do you want this book? Do you want this picture of a naked lady? Do you want these rupees? Do you want not rupees, necklaces, whatever? Just
they're trying to get rupees from you.
Yeah, just constantly on you. And like in the U.S., if you go and like do a service, like you're gonna pay for it and then you're gonna get it. Here, people are constantly trying to do things for you. You go into like Akbar's tomb or a mosque or something, and there's a guide there ready and waiting for you. And then when he finishes, he's like 1,000 rupees. Like I didn't agree to this. 1,000 rupees. Like I gave you the service. You should pay me. It's completely different than America. it's complete a 360 flip from the normal way of business in America. These street people, I've come to understand them now.
Yeah.
After a few days, you start to really get used to them. You just have to completely ignore their existence. That's basically the key. You don't look them in the eye. You don't say anything to them, because if you say no, it's basically saying, "Oh yeah, come talk to me."
Yeah. There was one time I got out of the Hindu temple, and it was the same guy who had talked to me while I was going in. I didn't really want to talk to him, but he was like trying to be helpful.
And see, I was still pissed at him for the henna thing, so I sped up and got out of there and left him to be picked off by the street vehicle.
He got me. He came after me, and I was like, I don't know. And for like a block, he was on me.
Well, see,
like,
you're
do you want this? And I was like,
your mistake was you kept talking to him. You kept saying, "Not really. I don't know. I don't know." What you have to do is you have to shut up.
I kept walking. That's the thing. And so eventually he was like, "Oh," and he turned around.
Well, eventually he had to stop because we got to the cab driver.
Yeah. Who was also awesome.
Yeah, I liked our cab driver. We only had him for 2 days just
Prithy
because of an unfortunate series of events. But yeah, Prith was a nice driver.
Yeah, he was. We just forgot to call him again.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Because it got too late at night, but we would have loved to have him again. He was awesome. But
we never quite found a new cab driver after that.
No, the cab driver we had the next day after that, who took us to Agra, was a maniac. Okay, this guy was like James Bond wannabe. Like, speed up and pass 3 trucks within like 15 seconds. Like, both sides of the lane, like changing, and he was on the horn the whole time. Like he had his thumb on the horn. I was watching him.
He wasn't screwing around.
He hit like 100 kilometers per hour, like, and then he started passing vehicles and.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't picked up in our earlier videos, Indian traffic's crazy.
Yeah.
And this guy,
nuts.
Well, this guy was the epitome of Indian traffic. I mean.
And he just sat there like it was nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, so Agra.
Yeah.
So
going to Agra was
after
crazy.
After a couple of days in Delhi, we made a trip down to Agra, which is a few hundred kilometers south of Delhi, to go see the Taj Mahal, one of the 8 wonders of the world. Videos online.
Multiple videos online. Apparently that one of the wonders of the world got the least amount of views so far.
Watch them. Anyway, so one of the fascinating things about Agra was not so much the town, which was just kind of like a dinky Indian city, but the countryside. So we were in Delhi, which is the capital, and it's touted as like the greenest city in India, which I thought was bull when I first saw it, because, I mean, compared to the U.S., it's dirty.
Yeah, it seemed like total bull. Like,
yeah, it was like, this is the greenest city in India, but when you go out to the countryside, you're like,
then you're like, oh yeah.
Delhi is like, wow. Like, there was just litter and trash strewn all over the place. The rivers were incredibly polluted. There was cows and warthogs just digging on the sides of the road, eating the trash.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just...
Delhi is clean.
There's people on the sides of the road in mud huts. There's slums of just, like, little, like, tarps. I mean... People running around taking pisses on the sides of the roads and squatting in ditches. It's just shocking.
Yeah, it sort of was.
Care to comment?
Delhi was clean.
I mean,
we'll give them that. They do a good job of cleaning
when
up.
we got back from Agra, we were like in love with Delhi. Like the first few days I was iffy on Delhi. I was like, I don't really like India. I don't really like Delhi. When I got back, I was like, thank God we're in Delhi.
Yeah, Delhi's clean. So, you know, they do a good job of that, so. But going to Agra was very different. I mean, it was mainly the side of the roads that looked like that. Once you got by, like, the houses on the side of the roads and you looked further out to the countryside where crops grew, then it was like wilderness/farmland.
Yeah, it was nice.
It looked fine. Like, there was no trash. It was just the side of the road.
It was
that
like,
whoa.
Kind of looked like Poolsville without a lot of trees.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but where the people live, it's completely filthy.
And, yeah.
Stray dogs running around all over the place. The water's just, I don't know how they drink it.
They're used to it, that's why. But, basically, you have all of this on the side of the road that you're looking at, and you're just like, whoa, you know. And another day, was it the day after? Oh, yeah, it was the day after Agra. We go to the shopping mall. Now, this is a 5-story building. It's like Lake Forest Mall times like 5.
Oh, you know, it was very nice. Like
It
Lake,
was.
if you consider Lake Forest Mall like the average typical American shopping mall, you know, just kind of run of the mill. This place was like a New York City, like Times Square, like something you would find there, like very high end, very classy.
This was more like Tyson's Corner,
but better,
huger, like.
No, it was better.
Yeah.
It would be high end for Bethesda.
Yeah. It was nice. We saw a lot of like familiar brands, so that was sort of like, oh, I know that brand. I know that. And we go to the movie theater so that we can
see The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, see The Dark Knight Rises.
Highly recommend that movie.
Which is actually a very excellent movie. You know, thoroughly enjoyed that movie. good movie. Thumbs up. Not gonna say anything else.
But the movie theater, I'll let Nathan talk.
Yeah,
it just blew my mind.
It was completely shocking. Like in the U.S., the movie theaters we have, the seats are like straight up sticks with like a little flap that you flip down, and it's got some whatever they want to call it, but they call it a cushion. And you got like these hard rocks to put your arms on, and this cup holder that stuff falls through all the time. And you get to this
It's
India.
not terribly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not terribly uncomfortable, but compared to this now, it is.
I mean, so the movie theater, okay, it had like, what, 24 seats in it?
Yeah, like that's one of the things. Like you get in the movie theater, and in the U.S. there's like 60 seats that.
No, more like 100 seats.
Yeah, 100 seats. I don't know. Yeah, 100 seats there, and you know they try to pack as many people in there. You get to the movie theater in India. There's like 26 seats. You get to choose your seat too because they all have a number on them. You get to choose them when you buy the tickets. And
the seats are these huge leather recliners. They've got automatic buttons on the sides that bring out the recliner, move you back. They've got buttons to call the service, staff members.
They have pillows, they have blankets, they have lamps, which aren't needed because you've got the overhead lights.
Yeah, and who's going to go to sleep in the movie?
These are like perfect leather armchairs, and you don't even like move a thing. You click the button, which is like click, and it just
and the leather
comes up for you.
They're these huge billowy leather chairs. There's like 5 rows. There's like 7 seats in each row, and you've got tons of legroom and space. You've got complimentary water and orange juice.
This guy comes to you with a little menu, digital menu. And
yeah, like on like a little
like
iPad thing, and he's like scrolling through the menus. You know, you want pizza, chicken wings,
hamburgers,
like sodas,
popcorn,
beer,
sodas, beers, like all this stuff. And
he's just going around to each person, asking them what they want, taking their orders, delivering it to you. You don't.
I personally thought that it was all a little much, especially after going to Agra.
I thought it was very nice.
It was very nice. However, you know, thinking back home as to, you know,
like back at home, if you're going to the movies, you're like, okay, we can go to Kentland's, which is like, you know, normal movie theater. We can go to Rio if we want something a little bit nicer, a little bit more expensive. But this Rio looks like freaking like low class, like peasants. Go to Rio compared to this place.
Yeah, it's like, It
It's like at Kentland's, it's like sitting in coach on an airplane. This was like having your own private jet.
Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy.
And I mean, so one of the big things in India is, like many of you probably know this, but it's just different when you experience it. There's extreme poverty, which is something I wish, like I knew it was coming, but it still just shocked me at how just wretched the poverty is. Like there's just people sleeping on the sidewalks, hanging their clothes out to dry in the curb between the 2 lanes of the road. Just people taking pisses in public, which would get you jail time in Moco. Mm-hmm. And then there's extreme wealth, like this movie theater.
Yeah, which I was completely
like this
shocked
mall.
With. I was not suspecting that at all, and I was like, whoa.
Like, we hadn't seen this wealth before in Delhi. Like, we'd seen some government buildings and stuff, but mostly we'd been around kind of the poverty and the slums type area. Even though we're in a very nice hotel, it was still kind of situated near there. But when we get to this mall, we're like, where do these rich people come from?
Yeah.
Like, they were dressed in like American clothing, like, you know, total high school clothing or whatever you want to call it, like, you know, the Hollister type stuff. They were spending tons of money on all of these like just complete luxuries.
Yeah,
and yet you have these other people who are happy to make 50 rupees a day, $1, and they can live on that.
Yeah, and we're sitting in the movie theater watching a movie that has to do with something very similar to all this.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises had like a kind of communist feel to it, with the uprising of these people.
Yeah, or, well, I don't know if it was uprising.
Whatever, you know, we give the city back to the people, you know, the government's corrupt and all this, and then
that's sort of the theme of all their movies, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Dark Knight also.
A little bit.
And, you know, you've got all this extreme poverty and extreme wealth, and you've got these laws that try to, like, tie them all together. And after a while of being here, you sort of learn that the laws are very much like guidelines.
Yeah, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's more of a guideline.
Yeah.
The traffic laws...
Pirates Code? No, guidelines.
The traffic laws are a joke.
Huh.
In fact, in Mumbai, it's a little bit better. I've noticed Mumbai is a little bit less crazy. But in Delhi, and especially in Agra, traffic was just crazy. And
well, the traffic in Agra was like so many different, you know, vehicles. Like in Delhi, it was like maybe you'll see a horse. In Agra, it was like every third was like a mule or a cart or something.
An occasional elephant.
Yeah. Well, that was Delhi.
And then I mean, like the drinking age here, as we just found out, is actually 25 for everything. But we have multiple times been given the wine menu, and I'm positive we easily could have ordered a wine or beer and they wouldn't have cared. It's like each establishment has their own policy for how they enforce the drinking age. Like, the hotel would care less if we drank this Kingfisher right here.
Exactly.
I mean, the drinking age is really more of a guideline for each establishment to choose base by base. But in the U.S., if any establishment was caught varying from that law, they would have their license removed immediately.
Yeah. The video thing.
Right. Another interesting aspect of India, of the Indian people really, is they're always trying to make a quick buck. Like, you know that from the street people. Like, they're just out to make some money. But the fascinating thing is their obsession with like videos. And I don't know if it's because of the Bollywood culture or if it's because like they feel like they're being exploited, which is funny because they're the ones doing the exploiting. But whenever you get an Indian like person doing their act or doing something on video, like the Cobra guy, like a guy's pet monkey, they immediately think they're entitled to money. Like, I was taking the video of this guy with a pet monkey out of the back of our car, and he sees us. And you can see in the video we have, I turned it off quickly because I didn't want to piss him off that badly because he got a giant freaking monkey. He immediately turns around and starts coming back to us. Now, we told our cab driver to drive and get the heck out of here, and he got out of there.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to pay him. But it happened again when we were on our way to Agra. There was these guys with monkeys on the side of the road, and my dad took a picture, and immediately they stormed our car and started banging it and yelling at us.
The thing is, with the Agra thing, was that the monkey gets up and sits on the freaking window. And I get my camera out and I start taking photos down low, like down here, like click, 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 and I sort of look around and make it look like I'm not even doing anything. I get like 20 photos of this monkey. Half of them are bad because I can't even see the screen. And, you know, his dad pulls out a phone and is like,
yeah.
And at that moment, the monkey jumps down and the guy comes up to the thing. He's like, money. You took photo, money. And then this other guy with other monkeys gets pissed off that we weren't giving him money, and he starts beating on the car. Money! You give him money now! And then he storms off when our driver's
back. And the same thing with the Cobra guy. We took a video of him, and he was telling me, like, it's a different culture. Like, they think if you get any sort of benefit from their service, that they're entitled to money, which I don't agree with, because in my mind, photos and videos, it's more like memories. It's like you already have it, but it's just a way of keeping a memory. I don't really think it's exploiting their product, but I guess to them, in their mind, anything in a video is money.
Exactly. It's like different philosophies on photos, which is interesting.
But in the U.S., I mean, you take a picture of someone playing the jazz, you take a video of someone someone, the guy playing the jazz in New York City, or the guy in the tunnel playing the guitar. He's just going to keep playing. He's just waiting for someone to throw money at him. These people, as soon as they sniff that they can possibly leverage their situation and get any 1 rupee out of you, they come at you relentlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read that.
That's it? For the video thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the next thing basically is about the crazy wildlife that we have seen. As he's mentioned, we've seen pet monkeys, wild monkeys, snakes, if they were either pet or wild, we don't know yet. He held them up to his face, so I'm going to assume they were pets, even though that's...
Goats, warthogs, cows, lots of cows everywhere. They let the cows roam free because of their religion.
Yeah. Hinduism. It's illegal to, like, pester the cows when they're on the road, so the cars just stop and let the cows just... Elephants is another thing we saw. Well...
Peacocks.
Peacocks, yes. Spotted deer. Were those marmots or something like marmots?
Something like marmots.
Okay.
Crows.
Crows. Crows are
Not
different.
just
Crows aren't completely black. They've got like a...
Purple, like, tinge.
They've got like a grayish ring around their neck. And then they've got...
And they're a little bit bigger, more obnoxious.
And then, of course, there were baboons.
Which are rats with arms.
Exactly. Basically, one thing that I saw today was we were going to the Elephanta Islands or something out in Mumbai Bay. And we were walking up the... We'd taken an hour boat ride there. And we get to the island, and we're walking up the really long staircase. It's not really a staircase, it's like staircase, like 3 steps, then a platform where there's a stand on either side where people try to sell you stuff with tarps overhead. And at the bottom of the stairs, there's this guy selling food. So the guy is selling cooked corn, I suppose, at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this little, like, 4-year-old buys this cob of corn and is eating it. And there's these signs before we even start going up this path that keep away from the monkeys, they will attack you, they will try to steal your food, blah, 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 blah. Now...
Rats with arms.
Yeah. So I'm walking, he's back there trying to get video of this other monkey. And I'm walking, and there's this kid in front of me, and this baboon is sitting on the railing, sees the kid, and sees that it's really, like, the baboon and the kid are pretty much the same height. The baboon jumps down in front of the kid, grabs the frickin' corn out of the kid's hand, and the kid tries taking it back, but the monkey hisses at him. And then the kid freaks out, lets go, and the monkey, like, holds onto it tight and hisses again, and then tries to take a bite, and then somebody swings at it and jumps back and takes more bites and then runs off with it. And the kid just starts bawling, and there's people go all around going, bad monkey, bad monkey. And I'm just going like, did I just see that? Where's the camera?
I was taking video of these other monkeys. I mean, it was crazy. And the thing is, all the tourists thought the monkeys were like these cute, adorable, like very novel things.
Yeah, let's take a picture.
But the local Indians, they hate the things. They're like rats with arms.
Yeah.
They've got metal rods and sticks, and every time monkeys get near, they're swiping at them. And the monkeys are hissing at them.
That one woman was like standing her ground. All of her stuff was there, and she had the stick, and they would like come closer, and she'd be like, yeah, yeah, and they'd be like, and she'd be like, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
and they'd just stand back, and then it was like an onslaught.
It's practically a war zone there between the monkeys and the stand owners.
So we got the hell upstairs.
We got out of there. There was this one monkey that was looking at me. Nathan didn't see it because he was like, "Why were you so afraid?" I was like, "That monkey was looking at me, and it was pissed off because that woman had smacked it with the rod."
Yeah. So we got out of there, and then we hightailed it down later on in the day when we got down there, and monkey mother and her baby was sitting right in our path, like it jumped in front of mine, and I was like, I don't want to walk into that. I'll walk around, thank you.
But I mean, the monkeys are just like everywhere, and the thing is, like, there's a lot of stray dogs, there's stray goats, there's stray cows, there's stray everything.
Stray cats, like we saw today.
But everything is, all the animals are very nice and very docile, except the monkeys. They're just freaking crazy. They're nuts.
Yeah.
Like, even the dogs are real nice. They're sweet strays.
Yeah.
The cats, they let you pet them. The cows just eat the trash.
Your dad tried petting the cat.
Well,
and you stopped him.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a smart idea, but they do let you pet them.
He tried petting the monkey.
Oh yeah, my dad stuck out his hand to try and pet the monkey. I had to literally grab him on his ass and take him out of there before he got rabies. Hell. Yeah, don't pet monkeys.
Anyway, we took an elephant ride. Those videos are up online as well. That was crazy. The guys.
Watch the videos.
Yeah, watch the videos. We get on the elephant, and the guy had wanted like 6,000 rupees, which is like what, $80 or something.
Okay, it's $20 for 1,000 rupees. So 20, 40, 60, 80. It was a lot of money.
Yeah,
It was like
so
120, 140 bucks.
Ishan, thank you, haggled them down to 1,000 per person. So we get on the elephant. We think he's just gonna go around the tree there, you know.
Yeah, because in the U.S., when you get like an elephant ride at like a zoo, they go around this like dirt patch with like metal enclosures and harnesses and stuff.
Yeah.
We get up on the top of this thing, and it's like this freaking rusted iron little thing that we have to squeeze into. Like we're like practically laying in each other's laps. We have to hold on to these rusted iron things that are shaking because the bolts aren't tight. It's like sliding around on this elephant's back, and the elephant just walks straight into traffic.
Yeah. I mean, in the U.S., we would have this huge metal thing that's on level with the thing you're going to ride on the back of the elephant. You'd hop on that. We had to climb up the elephant. And then once we're on this tiny little box made of cotton rope and
rusted
stuff.
iron bars.
Rusted iron bars. And then it walks out into traffic, and the guy's just sitting on the elephant head.
Yeah, the guy is literally like sitting on the elephant's head with a stick, and whenever he wants the elephant to move, he just smacks the stick into the
rah, rah, and the elephant goes down.
And the elephant, I mean, it was the funniest thing, because he just walked right into the middle of traffic and just walked straight through the road. And buses and cars were turning around and honking. People were slowing down to stare at us.
The tourists were coming by.
Yeah, these like white, I guess they were American girls. They looked American. They pulled up in a bus and stopped and started taking video of us, and we were just kind of waving down like princes.
I bet you the mom in that, because she was sitting in the front seat, she was probably like, "Oh, slow down, we got to get a video." I bet you that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was the funniest thing. And the elephant was just, he's ripping branches off trees whenever he wants to eat, private property trees, government trees.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. I mean, it was just marching. So what did you name the elephant?
What?
Remember? You named him Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Because of skin condition?
Yeah.
I mean, that was fun. And it took us like 2 miles.
Yeah.
It was a long ride.
We met some... Those people didn't really speak any English, so we didn't really communicate with them. But there were some people that we did meet that spoke really good English. Like there's this tour guide at the Red Fort. We were walking through it at the beginning of the Red Fort, which is in Delhi. It's a fort, basically. It's a red fort. And this guy was like, I don't know, I'll give you a tour. And we were like, no. So halfway through the Red Fort, basically we we're here, and this other guy behind us, he speaks really good English.
He's leading a tour group of like 15 American people.
Americans.
Like, I get the feeling it wasn't even. I get the feeling he was just walking through and just kind of grabbing like, come here, you're with my tour.
Yeah. And he was like, where are you guys from? You guys from America? And we're like, yeah, come on, come with us. And he's like, where are you from? Washington D.C. Come on, Washington D.C. And then
he just referred to us as Washington D.C.
Yeah, there's this one girl who went to UMD, and he called her Maryland, and.
Yeah, there was a couple people who went to UMD. I talked to them because I'm going to UMD. But the thing was, I was skeptical. I was like, how much is this going to cost? What do we have to pay?
And he was like, as you wish.
Yeah, because the first thing you have to realize about India is don't do anything anyone tells you to do without finding out what it's going to cost you. Because it's never free.
Yeah. But basically, these people spoke English, and they were like, we're in the same condition, sorry to drag you along with this. We're like, oh, it's fine, this is funny.
See, the guy was hilarious.
He was.
I don't know whether he was full of bull or whether he was serious, but he started talking about all the famous politicians he knew, how he lived in California and had houses in Europe and stuff, and how he was been on TV. He showed us newspaper articles of him. Like,
he was cool, though.
He was a character.
And like, when you were talking to the Maryland people in the back, he's like, Washington, D.C. and Maryland, you are not paying attention. Pay attention, come up here closer. And don't get under this tree or the birds will poop on you.
And then the birds did poop on that one lady.
Yeah, that one lady got some.
She was bitching about it.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
He
he
was
made us
funny.
pay like 200 rupees though. Like I thought when he said pay whatever, like we wouldn't have to pay.
Whatever.
That
He was
cool.
funny. He went and gathered more tourists, most likely, but who knows? So anyway, that was Delhi, and we're now in Mumbai in a new hotel.
I just want to say I like Delhi.
Delhi was cool.
I didn't think I would like it that much when I first arrived there, but it grew on me. And if you're Delhi's a nice city. I recommend.
Yes, Delhi is nice. I would definitely, if given the option of not going back and going back, I would definitely go back to Delhi. But then again, almost everything makes that list because I like going places.
Anyway, so we arrived in Mumbai today.
Today.